Hey, good morning, my neighbors. Welcome to another episode of BYTTT Before You Take the Trade. It is JD the Great. How are you doing? Hopefully, you had a decent time in the market. I know it was kind of wild yesterday. This is the daily. Looked like we was gonna push a little bit higher, and then we took out the day's low. Looking for this to get through this block, but I had a feeling it was going to be tough, but it was just very, very violent, the moves. And yeah, it wasn't easy to trade. It wasn't for the faint of heart. So shout out to those that made a little change out there. I did finish a little red. Going back over to my paper trading, and you could kind of see, yeah, I'm falling off the cliff a little bit. We now at the top 3%, and we'll just keep this party going and see where it goes. Let's find out what happens now. Okay, so NQ, you could see with that rejection off of that red line. The red line, I kind of built it off of this angle here. Not angle, but this level here. And it was going to be a tough area anyways, but you could kind of see, I thought we built up enough momentum, but it's kind of like we're making, I don't know if y'all can see that. And I started thinking about taking some overnight puts, but I don't do a lot of overnights. But we got this type of action. If you don't know what pattern this is, it's called a rising wedge. We're rising, but we're tight, high and tight like that. So we're probably going to test some levels. Let's see. Let's call some. Maybe here, maybe here. I think if we get through here, we're definitely going to go through here. But if that's the case, then we're coming into here, because that fair value gap is what a lot of this is built on, because that fair value gap and gap is what created this momentum. Let me mark it out for y'all, see how well you can see it. And this is our bullish fair value gap right here. So very interesting on the price action, on how they're responding to a lot of this stuff. But if we can't find some type of hold somewhere here, and one of the reasons why I got out of my Amazon trade was because of this. Yeah, there's going to be a bounce out of one of these four levels. Just keep that in mind. Oil, I told you. Kind of wedged this action. They were waiting for news. Oil inventories was a little lackluster, hence the reason why price is up. But again, you're going to get a lot of this knee-jerk reaction trying to get in and out of that. So you could kind of see what's happening now. We're getting a retracement into the block, which is that area here. So I want to see what the market's going to do with that. I want to say we're going to get a little bit of a reversal on oil to go ahead and see how much we can get back here. I think the true rejection is going to be around $72. But I did say and warned y'all that we're probably going to get around that $68. So that's that. CCL. Oh, sorry, that's not it. I got it past CCL. This is gold. GC. I could see it right in here, right? GC gold is trying to make that move to that upside. I did show y'all that this could be the reversal. If you are in gold to the upside, congratulations. This should be printing relatively well for you. I don't. Can we? Let me see something. I wonder if the leap allows for gold. I don't remember it saying gold was one of the ones. I think it's micro. I think that's why it was. It was micro gold and gold. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it does have access to it. So I'm probably going to go ahead and play it from a gold standpoint. And you can see the more the gold rises, it's going to drop the dollar. So I'm curious on how the market's going to respond. If they respond with more pressure from the dollar, it's going to drop us, and then the market doesn't rise, there's going to be a bit of a divergence. So gold getting higher is probably to our benefit if you want to see the market go to the bull side. You can see silver. I was explaining that to y'all yesterday. And a nice little pullback, and I think that's kind of a tongue twister. I think they took the money out of silver and they put it over in gold. So always chart silver just to get an idea. Here's the British pound. British pound is still rising. right? So we had a nice solid rise. So why is the U.S. market pulling back? Well, again, without Trump's big beautiful bill or the tariff act or whatever it is that they're doing over there in politic land, we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of an issue of us getting up into that upper register because we have a global economy which reliant on relationships with global trade. So investors going to pull their money out and sit on the sidelines until that's said. All right, and then here is ES. ES had that same rejection. I thought ES could get that fair value gap. They got into it and they rejected. Strong rejection. This is the Russell. It looks like they're just taking the money out of the market. For when I see the Russell in line with what the ES and NQ is doing, they're sitting on cash. And then here's the dollar. Wait a minute, you're dropping. Why you're dropping and the market dropping at the same time? There was a point in the middle of, I think it was either this action or this action, where the dollar and the market was kind of like moving in sync. And I found it weird because normally we have an adverse relationship. The more the dollar drops, the more the market rises. And we're getting something like that right now. So I did think that we are going to go ahead and hold down this area and bounce up. And when that did give us a little bit of a bounce, then we could get that drop. Or the market is pricing that in already and the dollar is dropping based on the fact of gold, where they're taking all their money and they put it into. It's just so many ways to look at this. And then the last one is probably ZB. The treasury bonds looks like this. It's been on a massive sell-off anyways, starting back all the way from 2021. And I don't know. If the bonds start to kind of double bottom here, then that means they're going to take out from the equities and they're just going to park it inside of bonds. That's just how it relatively works. All right, so that is the DIX. You can put that back so I won't confuse myself later. And let's see if I can find myself a relative spot. Because I want to play this to the downside before the jobs. Oh, let me give you all the news before I go too crazy. My FX book is one of my favorite. If you don't have it, I do suggest you go ahead and use it. I know some people use Forex Factory and everything else, but this is my favorite. So you just go with what's consistent. All right, so continuous jobless claim. They are anticipating that jobless claim is going to rise, which is going, if my memory serves me correctly, rising unemployment will be a weaker dollar. So weaker dollar, that means the dollar is going to drop. Could they be pulling it back, liquidating people, thinking that it's going to be puts, and out of nowhere they just go ahead and get the all-time highs? Is this the retracement? Because the dollar's still dropping, and core PPI, because I think we had CPI earlier. Yeah, core PPI is coming out, and then we have nothing on Friday. We got Michigan sentiment on Friday. All right, so we got a couple of things that's probably going to still play with the market as far as the volatility. Again, next week is quad witching. Okay, what does that mean? That means all the contracts are expiring. Some of them already started to. Like one that already expired, if I'm not mistaken, is your gold. I think they already started gapping. Hold on, make sure. I'll tell you the dates. I already have it here, so I might as well just look at it. All right. Okay, so they already did the switch. So that means the June contracts expired on Friday. So the action that we're seeing here right now is your August action. So they already made the change. So this is GC. Let me get the GCM and GCQ. GCM looks like, really? GCM looks like this. The volume is going to start to drop off here. So it's very good for you to switch or sit back because I think the real switch is going to happen more closer to Friday, which is tomorrow, than for today. You might be able to still kind of play a little bit inside of here. And then we're going into GCQ. And then you're going to get those actions. A little bit more smoother compared to the other one. But GC automatically allows you to kind of see the most current. Shout out to TradingView for always updating automatically. I'm a lazy mofo. I like to have it served to me. All right, so look out for that, and that could be the case. That really could be the case if we actually take everybody out, knowing we are attempting to push up. The market has done funnier things. All right, so let's see if I can find a spot. We got a couple of things that I noticed. Put that back. Let's start with. Where's my 1800? All right, here's the Asian session. So the first thing we did, we kind of gapped down, then it recovered like we was going to recover, and then we've just been drifting down. It looks like we're going to probably bounce off of here. Let's see if we can hold that down. See if there's things exhausted. We've got a couple of bullish divergences here. Especially this. We made lower lows to this. So maybe they are looking at this block with that fair value gap right there. That's probably what they're aiming for. So I got a couple of levels that I'm looking at. Let's start with this one. That would be 21,874 to 28,842. That's your Asian session opening. And London is over here. London kind of tested the Asian. Didn't really take anything on. So you are London. And then yesterday's New York was all the way up there-ish. Let's go that. Yep, right there. And that's your New York session. And we've been under the New York session ever since. Hence the reason why the daily kind of looks like this. But nice little bounce here. Probably going to consider taking something to the upside here. Now that the 15-minute has completed. But it might be short-lived. Let's see this weekly. Weekly can put in an evening star at this level, and they'll recover it. And this is the monthly. The monthly look like the party just started, so maybe we'll get a recovery today. So we'll see. So that's that. Let's get into some tickers because I don't see anything that I feel confident on. There's a couple of things that I will play just for more so boredom than actually finding a real trade, because the real trade bounce would have been over at 21,772. Let's look at some ticker. Let's just run through my list. We got Netflix. Netflix kind of looks like this. Got a nice little bounce, but right now we're creating this micro trend on the daily. That's probably one of the catalysts that's bringing us down. Where's my... There it is. So we got this here. And then we have this serving us here. Actually, I'm going to leave that out for now. Let me find our uptrend, our original uptrend, because again, we didn't break the uptrend yet. I will go all the way to pandemic on this one just to kind of get a sense of it. But I think I'm going to use October 2023. Where's October? Yeah, October 2023. That's been kind of like the ground zero to a lot of profits for some people. Alright, so a nice little pivot from here. So where are we on this one? That's your high over here. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Netflix started making a micro trend last week on Friday. We kind of gapped down and had tried to recover already, and it looked like it got smacked again. Do we have any order blocks? Let's just mark off our more recent one. We got one right here. I think if we get under 1180, we could be dumped down. UNH. UNH, I was looking for either A gets above here or below down here, or maybe even under 300. But again, like I said, there's dividends that's going to be paying out. I don't think anybody's going to resell until tomorrow. Yeah, until tomorrow, because Friday is going to be the because the ex dividend date. Let me make sure I am saying that properly. Let me look at UNH dividend. Yeah, so you need to be a shareholder before that date. So the shareholder of record is probably going to be in the middle of Friday, and then you're probably going to get some dumping action as we go into dividends. Again, I don't have a lot of confidence on this after the scandal, but if it did get above this 334, we was going to fly right through this 377. That's why I was kind of curious on this. And then you got Meta. Meta has a whole bunch of levels here. This is when I was kind of charting this back a while, and I was like, this thing. I think this was my Head and Shoulders action that I kind of played, but you got a double bottom and we back right here again. They try to fill inside of this gap. I would say if anything, Meta still got a shot to keep on going. Let's see how they recover after gapping down. If it doesn't, then we're probably gonna go ahead and play some to the downside. This doesn't look like it kind of created a trend to the downside yet, but we had this pivot here from April, and we kind of deviated just a little bit, and we're still kind of above it. We'll see what happens there. All right, that's 3 there. Let's go with Lilly. Eli Lilly. Get rid of these drawings. Eli Lilly is one of those that at the end I kind of respect a lot of the stuff that it's been doing, especially with their Ozempic drug and everything else. But with the crackdown on pharmaceutical prices, I wonder how Eli Lilly weathers that storm. That's gonna make things very interesting. Now, granted, their Ozempic or whichever one, Mounjaro, all of these weight loss ones, I would say they're more of a luxury, so that price probably won't get affected. But if it was prescribed with insurance coverage and all that, so they might find it, a little too pricey per se, and probably start to not cover it for aesthetic reasons. Of course, the morbidly obese will probably still get it, but for general purposes, I would say this downward trend or micro downward trend is putting some pressure for the uptrend. I would love to see this thing touch the 200 moving average on the weekly. It's been a while since it touched it. Kind of squeezed this in. The last time was back in 2018. So, kind of tell you how lucrative the pharmaceutical companies are. Did we fill this gap? No, we rejected right off of it. Let's see what they do with this. Could they be making a micro trend to take this whole entire thing out? Maybe. Or are they going to go ahead and use this part as an uptrend? Hence the reason why you got to watch these wedges. Just have to point that out for y'all. Let's see. We got 9 more minutes until the news come out, so let's just keep on running. Spotify, I did not know Spotify is just rocking off like this. Like it's just crazy. Like not super great. They must have signed some new contract with a new podcaster or something. This thing just has no chill. Again, it doesn't have a lot of shares floated. Only 150 million. That's nothing. Um, but I think generally speaking, based on this trajectory, it probably could still go up to maybe like 800, maybe forcing to have to do a split to attract new investors. What it do? What it do? Maybe buckle up. I wish you told me to buckle up on that doggone CPI. That the real move was just the pre, like a little before CPI, and then the move was right after the market opened, and then that was it. It was just like choppy, 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 choppy as they try to reverse it. So buckle up. Yeah, I do agree. Buckle up. But yeah, I think Spotify is probably going to need a split very soon. This is just way too much for that many shares floated. All it takes is an investor to pull all his money out, and yeah, that thing could really dump like really, really hard. Let's go with I want to say Dash. I want to say Amazon. Those are the two I want to kind of look at. Let's go with Amazon. Only because of their what's it called? What's that damn thing called? Prime Day. Their Prime Day is coming up very, very soon, and I want to see what they're going to do. Again, very tiny candles, lots of selling off. I really thought it was going to go higher than that because I kind of saw this trend line and I was like, is this the reversal to kind of continue to make new highs? That's why this arrow is here, but let's get that out the way. Are they pulling this back so that way they can go ahead and retest this block? That's why I kind of got out of my position. I was like, damn, I probably could get back in at 207, 205. Because the candles are starting to get a little beefy. Like this was weak. This was weak. And then we kind of came in here and then now it's solid. So I feel like they probably was looking at this pin bar, looking like they're going to take it up into that fair value gap. And they said, nope, we need some more help. So a nice little pullback into that order block with a nice reversal probably could get us up in there. What was that? Oh, that's 3 there. And then let's do 3 over here. Costco. This one, yeah, that I'm a little upset on what I did with Costco. I should have played this a certain way. I was looking for 1011 to be the area that I reject, and it got under it, and I was looking for a deeper pull into it. And when it was green, I was like, inside bar reversal. So I did not take the put at the end of the day. And we kind of gapped down and kind of pushed a little further. So it is following suit to what I thought could have happened. It just kind of gave me a nice little fake out. Good solid fake out too. Right in here. And you could kind of see the stochastic is at this lower register. They're looking to get down there. Kind of gave you that hitch based on that price action. But you can kind of see we're probably going to open up this MACD. Look for Costco to probably bounce off of 983. That's where I'm probably going to be aiming for. I don't think it's going to get all the way down to 942. But if it did, I want to say that's probably like a good 60 to 75% chance that it's going to bounce off of 942. Maybe even 950. They probably don't want to let it get that far. CrowdStrike. This thing is chucking back up. I really thought it was going to get into that 500 level. But again, the market is selling off. We're going into quad witching. They're probably going to do it next quarter. So this one is probably going to be one of those that I just keep my eye on because I kind of missed the boat on this whole ride, even though I had charted it. But we'll see how it does. And then let's do Adobe has earnings that's coming out tonight. Could this be also part of the catalyst that goes and make this thing rise? I do think Adobe has penetrated some areas that they should not have. I think they did that on the weekly. So I don't know, maybe in the middle of the day I'm gonna have an Adobe position, maybe. And just carry it over to earnings. Maybe. Alright. So let's get ourselves ready. Let's look at NQ. Let's see what they're trying to set up right now. And I'm probably going to play this inside of my leap. and see how the game goes. How you doing, Rob? What you got for me? I know you got gold. That gold was rocking off. Let me know how you doing out there. All right, so we got that. Let's get it to the 15. Okay. Kind of looks like a double bottom here. And this is the neckline. If I come up to a 2-hour, kind of engulfing. Look like they try to put a morning star, but it's not really following suit. Under the 200 makes it a little bearish. Got 2 minutes left. All right. For jobs. Let me look at the dollar one more time. Let me see something here. $4 pinned to the ground. We never really reset to the top. We took out weekly lows. All right. I think I have a sense of my bias. Let's see. I am thinking we're probably gonna roll with the put side as the market opens. So I'm probably gonna prepare for it. Yeah, I promise you, like, it's crazy how this relatively works, but this silver to gold ratio, it's insane. It's insane what they do with how they relate. Nice fill of the fair value gap and everything. All right, let's get over to NQ. Yeah, it's. And that what sucks about trying to take it down is that we are talking about trying to play towards the current as far as how it was moving in itself. All right, that's your pop up. There's your dump down. All right, I think we might be right because they got a little bit of liquidity on that. So let's see. Oh, they rebought it back up. You know, I don't notice. I swear this leap thing gives a little hesitation. I thought we could just grab a nice little pop up here, but it looks like they might bait us on that. So I'm down 72 ticks. Let's see something. Go back to this news. Let's see what the results was. I was thinking south side, but they did not follow through with it, and it looked like they grabbed liquidity and then bounced. Hence the reason why I repositioned and went with the upside. Exactly. Everything is bearish for the dollar. Every single thing. And because of the price action, I will not be, and Michigan sentiment being tomorrow, I will not be surprised. Why not Dixie? I need the dollar. We got nice drop on the dollar. That means gold should have popped, Rod. Tell me that you caught gold. Let's see how gold looks. Gold got a solid pop there. We should be in sync with the market. That means detached from the dollar doing what it just did with the foolishness. I'm looking for a continuous rise, but again, there was a lot of puts that was bought yesterday on that drop. So very interesting movement here. Let me see if I can find something in gold. I think I'm gonna. I would love for them to just get up into this area here, retake that wick, and then they'll just take out this area over here. That would be a choice situation here, especially with the fact that the daily is the weekly. Yeah, I think more upside on gold, more pressure on the dollar. Oh, major downtrend. Let me see. Well, I hold on. Let me clear my drawing. Let me see what you could be seeing. Major downtrend, huh? How are you building your downtrend? Because I haven't made a downtrend, but we broke through it, which is this one here. And now, what should have been a pin bar going down from last week, we're pretty much eating up that wick on. Where do you have yours? And if we look at the daily, it's almost like we had a major downtrend, a micro downtrend here for scalpers, and then we broke through here, and this micro uptrend is what's putting pressure, and then we got a deviation here. So I'm curious on your downtrend. Remember, there is no such thing as a higher high unless there's a higher low. So that means in retrospective, there can't be no such thing as a lower low without a higher low. And then you just draw your trend line across here. But this thing's pulling back. I could be wrong, which could be making NQ drop. Let me go see NQ. Oh, wait a minute. What? Gold is pulling back, but NQ is still drifting up. What about the dollar? Dollar's still falling. Are they pulling money out of gold to pour into the market? That will be interesting. All right, nice little retest here. See if it breaks. Let's get over to the NQ again. All right, solid move on NQ. Up 17 ticks after getting myself beat up. Yeah, I think I see on the daily. Okay, I think I see what you probably are looking at, because if we don't break this pivot here, and if I was still going to play this on the short side, I would love to play the rejection off this area because it's going to be a key level. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So now I got you. So you're saying that it's making the downtrend move more like a bullpen. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. And what we're getting is that partial breakout right now. And if we don't really take off, they're probably going to break this down one more time. And then it catches some type of support. And then probably break out on the third time. Because you got one. This will be probably two. If this stays, then this is your breakout retest, aka Steve's kiss goodbye. Where we kind of come back, kiss the trend line, and be like, all right, we out of here. And that's kind of what I'm leaning on more so, is that. Yeah, it looks like a bullpen on the daily. For those that don't know what a bullpen is, got a nice little move here. Kind of gives you a little bit of flag action here, or some would say that this is the pennant, which is more like a triangle, and then you got that. So we're on that boom, pennant, breakout. That's what it kind of looks like. All right. Another one that I'm going to probably dip a toe in is this one called the euro. Instead of instead of oh my god, instead of the British pound, I'm going to go with the euro because it's part of the competition. That is ME6. I think that's what it was. Yep. ME. Really? All right, futures. I'll find it one way or another. Not MES, not Ether. All right. Let me not go ahead and force it. Let's go ahead and see. What is it called here? Oh my God, I'm telling you that they baited the folks. They baited them. Oh, that's just so disrespectful. All right. Oh, M6E. I got a bad. I knew it was one of them damn things. M6E. All right, they picked up my gold position. Come on. M6E. And, oh, you know what? I forgot. And this one, you can trade as much as, how much is that? You can trade M6. How much did I get? I can get 5 of them. I'm going to do that one, and then I'm going to do, not YM. I'm not good with YM. I don't like the Dow. And then the other one is probably, of course, gold. I'm already in it. So MBT, Bitcoin. That was the one I was looking at. All right, so my gold position is up. Everybody's up. We up. So can we stay stuck on the upside? Let's do that. That euro does look good. I think I'm gonna have to wait for a retracement. Wait a minute. Euro's going up too? Okay. It could be because of Brexit. So, Brexit has caused quite a little bit of a stizzy. We might be pushing up at the same time with the British pound only for that little instance, but the euro has a little bit more strength. Maybe that's why it's in sync, because normally the euro, no, I take that back. I think the euro runs like the British pound, so we want this up just as much because it's putting pressure on the dollar, if my memory serves me correctly. All right, so it just broke out of a catalyst here, so I'm thinking I'm going to wait for this next 5 minutes, see if it holds. Oh, hey, listen, I'm on paper if you think about it. I'm doing a leap play. I could have easily used that 200 ticks in my back pocket. Don't get on your case on that one. I just knew it was going to be volatile. So you saw I was down as much as 70 ticks. Can I weather 70, 80 ticks pullback? That's the question you got to ask yourself on that. Don't sweat that. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait the 5 minutes. If the 5 minutes still finishes the way that it looks like here, I may add to that upside as well on that one. Let me go check out MBT first before I get into the M6E. I think that's what it said. Or is it ME6? I'll figure it out. All right. Bitcoin is a little bit on the sell-off. Let's see. Where does the road end? Let me get this out to our face. I love my trend lines. This is when they were screaming like, oh, guess what? Bitcoin has hit $110,000. Whenever you see that thing, they advertise and letting them know, hey, party's over. So I kind of like this flat top-ish that's happening here. Shows us part of possible rejection points. Then we getting this, and ooh, could we be breaking out here? Let's watch Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, I want to say I could get 20. Let me just keep this doggone thing up. I don't trade Bitcoin enough. How many Bitcoins can I take? 5. So 5 Bitcoins, 5 on the euro. So could this be the reversal? Kind of, ooh, Bitcoin 15-minute bullet. Is that a bullish divergence on Bitcoin? You know, I got the bullish divergence pro over in the comments right now. Is that a bullish divergence on the MACD on Bitcoin on the 15-minute going against my 800 after making a death cross? That's what that looks like. Probably give it 2 minutes and 40 seconds so we can see this puppy start to rise. Now, I've teeter-tottered around 600, 700, and 1,000. So this thing is trying to figure itself out. Let me come up to the 5-minute. We didn't put any 5-minute fair value gap on gold. And Q has. They're trying to get into the London and Asian session. But those London and Asian sessions has been the ones that have been rejecting quite a bit. Maybe they're waiting for New York session to actually get this back up. And then M6E. Yep, there we go. Micro futures. That one did put in a fair value gap, so we're probably going to be seeing some very interesting moves. All right, I'm down again. I'm trying to wait until this thing gives me a full 15 minutes before I decide how I'm going to put my stop. Am I going to put it closer to profit? What I'm willing to risk? All of that. I'm trying to determine that. I think I would love for this Bitcoin to close above this 800 also. Let me put that there. I'm going to put that there, park it, only because, yes, it could shoot up, come grab me, and then kidnap me. But if this thing does hold up... That's interesting. Oh, not my tablet. I thought something popped up and it looked like one of my emails, but not my tablet. All right, so 23 seconds. Get above there. Be my best friend. Break the downtrend. Put the bullish divergence on micro Bitcoin, and I'll be your best friend. Meanwhile, I think I should have just got in. You know what? I'm going to get into the MEUS now. MEE6 now. Only because I want to say it is relatively ready. May get a pullback on it, but I think I like the fair value gap that it put in with this news. So we're going to see what happens there. Again, I could be completely and utterly wrong. So do your own due diligence and check out your charts. That's the best way of saying it. And I got my Bitcoin right there because I really want to get something on momentum more than on pullback. Yeah, that is a bullish divergence like I've seen one before. Let's make it rain. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I did say. I keep saying I'm gonna, when I get into NQ, I'm gonna get into ES at the same time. I bet you that MES was doing this thing too. Yep. I could have had all of this too. About 43 ticks. That's a solid move for ES. Gold is not behaving. Looks like they're all costing me money. They might be pulling this all thing back. Come on. Hold your water. Let's see what the dollar is doing with everything here. Dollar's recovering. No divergence here. Hold your water. Let's make that dollar dump one more again. Put in a. If the dollar can put in a 15-minute bearish fair value gap, that would be probably choice, and that will give us more of a catalyst to push to the upside. Again, like I said, that whole entire news is in favor for upside. So I think some of this pullback is just mood. Actually, you know what? MES, we joining the party. Oh, actually, let me give it 2 minutes. Or not. Let me see. MES, we joining the party. I did micro on this one. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I can do 2 on this one. 2 MES. Let's see how that goes. Let me go get the ES just in case this thing breaks out of that wick. I had a feeling it was gonna break. These bastards. Oh, that sucks. I was looking for the level at 613 to get in with some momentum. Maybe I should have took it on that pullback, but I wanted to ride the momentum more than anything else. I want to say we're good. I think we're still good. I think we're still good. I don't think they're giving that like that last bit of a shooting star or something. That would suck though, right? Because that would then give us that evening star and reverse a lot of these things on the 5-minute, 15-minute stuff like that. That would really suck. Come on, MES, get there. I'm still looking for a spot on this ES. That thing looks like an evening star on this 5-minute. Oh man, they're gonna be a jerk about it. Because the dollar's still powering up. Come on, grab that liquidity. Grab all that sell side liquidity market. Come on. Shimon. Let me go ahead and grab the ES. Let's look at it real quick. Trying to stand on top of shoulders of giants. We had a nice little bullish divergence that was happening here. Are you tired or did you just come back for the news and we just go ahead and keep running? Hey. What are you going to do? Ah, look at that. You're costing me money. I think NQ is coming back. ES is coming back. All right, see if we can hold this. Hold it. Let's see what else is coming back. So, looks like Euro's coming back. MES is coming back. Come on, hold your water. I think you still got some more life in you. But because you put in that red candle, I'm kind of tweezer bottom did though. I'm gonna assume this tweezer bottom is gonna hold. Let's go with it. What? Not enough funds allocated. What? Oh, because I don't have enough the margin requirement for it. I gotta give something up. Okay, well, they saved me for myself. Come on, baby. Now the 5 minute just went ahead and penetrated the support. I I want to say they want to keep ES above 6,000. I want to say that's what they're trying to do. The question is, where does the fair value gap come into play? Margin required on go was 34. I might have to give up gold to get ES, but I think I'm set right for the commodities. Will I be able to do Bitcoin? I think I still be able to Bitcoin. I think I can. All right, so let's focus on the micros. So let's go with MBT. Let's see what that looks like now. And then pick up my order still. 15 minute is still pulling back. No, I didn't. I feel like I'm short just a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what the margin requirement will be. Let's go with the DDOM. This one's only about 5K a margin requirement. Alright, maybe that's why I got that order sitting out. And then let me go over to ES. No, it's not. It's not that. Let's see. Margin requirement for this is 30. I would have to probably give up the euro to get in there, but then I'll be capped at all of my margin. Decisions. Yeah, because mathematically speaking, if I give up MES, it's not going to be enough. But then again, why be an MES and ES? Okay. I think we got ourselves some firm footing right now, especially with gold. And it look like ES is starting to pivot on that way. That's probably going to take NQ up too. But I think we solid here. I gotta keep gold. I gotta keep the euro. I think I'm gonna have to do micro and YM and all that stuff for me to be able to participate and be with my full margin. Come on, get up in there. All right, that looks good. Let me go check out Bitcoin. Let me see how that looks now. MBT. Bitcoin pulled back quite a bit. More than I am comfortable with. I was going to try to sit on top of that fair value gap. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably leave Bitcoin alone. Let me see CL. I think MCL is what I can afford. I don't think I can do. Well, let me see. CL. Let's see what it comes up. Oh, I can do CL. It says the margin required is only 6. Alright. Let's see. Let's look at oil. Let's see what we can find here. We're coming off of that block right here. The news helped that. Is this enough catalyst? Let's see. Did we break contract expiration downtrend? We officially broke through. But oil, when that thing moves, it can go again. You know, I have to put a decent stop loss on this one if I do oil. Something like no, not a limit. I wanna stop. Probably a stop like that, and then something inside of this range in itself, about 33 ticks. Let's call it 36, and I'm aiming to get back above, and somewhere over there. Yeah, something like that. A 2 hour, 4 hour, 45 minute. 1 day is a jerk, but I think they just came here for vacations. They're gonna go back home, which is that uptrend. Yep, I think that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's roll with that. I think I only can afford one. And the rules say on CL, I'm doing regular CL since the margin requirement is so low. CL, 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 CL. Wait, I could, oh, yeah, just one. Okay, that's fine. And that will leave me with 22,000 in margin, just in case I see something else in itself. All right, yeah, that'll work. All right, so NQ has hit my alert. I want to see NQ continue this party. Tough area, really, really tough area. I hope we don't put a 15-minute evening star here. If we could get up into this 200-day moving average, sorry, 200 EMA, because we're in a 15-minute, it could give us a little tough time. But this will be a breakout of a W, and look like we're standing on stilts built on this support here. Is it strong enough? That's the golden question. Is it strong enough? Let's go over to the dollar, and then we'll probably wrap up there. I want to see them kind of recapture. Ooh, we hit it with a fractal right there. That can give us some problems. No indicator let us know that this is possibly a trend reversal. I want to say no, it's not. But again, that's just me being biased to my trade. So, anywho, let me go ahead and let y'all go. I want to say thank you very much for participating with your boy. I will be back here again at 8 a.m. Don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Share it to your friends and family that is trading. That way they can go ahead and get some gems. And then also, the one-on-ones are down below. Okay? So if you want to go ahead and get your one-on-one with your boy, just go ahead and sign up. And you can get whatever time frame up until June 30th. That is the last day until I reopen it after 4th of July. So get your free one-on-ones on. I bid you fun farewell. Good luck out in the market, and I wish you the best. Have a great day.